Still April 29th, day 26 of repotting season. There's one more thing I want to do today, and it took me a while to make the decision, so it's a fair bit later in the day than it was when I made my first video of the day, which was Norway Maple 5 and 6. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just gonna do one thing today, but it's going to involve 5 very small trees. So I want to see how the cedars are doing, see if their roots are pushing out at all, or starting to grow white tips at all. I've been keeping an eye on them, their colors, the colors of the foliage here anyways. So this one is 6 and 7, which is the next one in the series. It would be 8 and 9 in my new numbering system because 6 and 7 were my last ones. But what I'm gonna do is take these two and also these 3, 8, 9, and 10, 3 other small ones. One of them is very small. And I'm gonna put them in a very small forest planting of 5 little cedar trees. I wanted to do one large forest with all of my extra cedars, but I think some of them are really small and some of them are, quite a bit larger, so maybe I'll do this little forest planting for some of these smaller ones and see what happens with the other ones. Maybe I'll make a few smaller forests rather than one large one. Anyways, I'm gonna fit them all into this pot. So yeah, this should be fairly quick, I guess. I'll prune and pinch back all their growth to nice conical forms and then place them in the forest and see how they grow on together. Okay, I've got them lined up the right way now. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the really small one will be 10. But these numbers don't matter anymore because together they're going to be Cedar Forest number 1, according to my new numbering system. Alright, Cedar Forest number 1, here goes. I haven't really done a lot of forest plantings. The little clementine forest with 4 little trees, I think, is my only real one. There's also a little Norway maple kind of forest, except they were just seedlings that came up together. I have a couple things like that. Two nice little root systems there. What I'll do is clean them off, clean off my hands, and then I'll do any pinching and root pruning that I need to do. Whoa, this pot was falling apart at the bottom. That's kind of strange. Get rid of that stuff. Pretty healthy root growth in this one. I'll need to use the stick to try and tease these apart. Okay, well, there's the last one, very tiny. I doubt I'll do any pinching or pruning on that one. I'll just kind of plant that in the, the far back corner of the planting. Try and have a little bit of perspective as if that's like a really far away tree, and then I'll plant, I don't know, the other 4 are, well, there's 3 that are larger, and then this one is a little smaller, so maybe I can have 3 at the front in one corner, and then this one kind of in the middle somewhere, and then the really small one off in the back corner. We'll see what happens when I get these in the pot. They have pretty good roots on them. Okay, get rid of all this. Start with this one, wash it off a little. The soil in the second pot was a lot cleaner than the first. Okay, so first, pinching. I'll just go ahead and do it. I don't want to keep too much. I think I'll just do something like that for most of this. Don't really need to pinch that, but just took off the tip. All this stuff on the trunk, I'll just allow that all to keep growing, I guess, for now. See how many branches want to develop, and then I can choose the best ones from that. This one's probably a little too thick to pinch, so I'll cut it there and pinch the rest of it. Okay. And then, yeah, I'll just keep moving up the tree that way with all of them. Leaving less and less of the branch as I move up. I can probably take this back. This one doesn't need to be very long. This pinching isn't exactly the most exciting thing to watch. It's kind of relaxing to do though. Just taking everything back to a nice kind of small shape, and then I'll leave, actually this is the leader, I'll leave that alone. I'll just pinch this like that. Okay, so that's one tree. And now for the roots. That one's too high up. Same with these one. That one, I mean. These ones are okay down here. Now, I'm gonna plant it like that, so I'm gonna want it like that, and just cut off anything growing in a bad direction. A couple ones that are going down, can get rid of those. rest of that is pretty good. Actually, I'll just get rid of that. It's going up, and then shorten this one because that's the thickest root here. Try and kind of limit its vigor a little bit. Okay, that's enough for that one. Next. Okay, so what do we have here? This one I can leave maybe this long. Okay, that's not too thick to pinch there. And just keep working my way up, leaving the branches progressively shorter. But also leaving enough foliage to thrive. That's enough for that one. I don't know if this is too much pinching or not, but I'm just kind of having fun with this one. Experimenting for myself a little bit. Cut back a thick one there. There's actually a little weed in there still. Okay, that's enough playing around. Moving on to one of the bigger ones. Definitely have to use the scissors here. So let's bring it back to there. Getting a little colder now that the sun's set. I'll try and finish this up fairly quickly if I can. That's one branch I should have cut. It's interesting, they kind of, lignify from the inside. Oops. Okay. Now there's a whole bunch of root in here. Kind of a taproot like thing coming down, or a couple. I can take those off. Okay, those are gone. Everything else is somewhat radial. This thick one I can shorten back. That one too. Okay, I think that's fine. It's a little one-sided, but oh well. And the final one, because the fifth one I won't need to do any sort of pruning on. This one has a lot of the juvenile growth coming out still. And then the more mature growth coming out of that. Interesting. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'll just leave this juvenile growth alone and let everything grow out. Hopefully, you know, the branches will get a little bit heavier and grow kind of downwards like that. These roots are getting a little dry. I'll just give them all some water. Okay, this one has a pretty big taproot coming down. I can get rid of it here, where it kind of takes a weird direction. That's pretty much all of it, actually. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Yeah, why not? Just shorten the rest, and that's good. Okay, now I have 5 trees that have been pruned and pinched and prodded. Now I just need to figure out how I want to put them in here. So this one kind of has a little bit of movement up that way, so I'll put that on the right side somewhere. This one also has that same kind of movement, but it's a little smaller, so I'll put that towards the back. This one kind of does, but the roots will cover that. And this one can go there. And this one here. And then the tiny one way back in the corner. Okay. I think that works for me. Can always rearrange things in the future. It's just kind of nice to get a little forest planting like this put together. Just for fun, even if it doesn't work out. this one here first. Nice. Right here. But kind of more towards the middle, not at the back like the smaller one. Oops. Pouring soil right into the foliage is always good. Add a little bit of water just to weigh things down. Okay, and then the big one, kind of here, right at the front, but offset from this one a little so you can see it. But with the same kind of movement in the trunk. Now these are going to be planted way too low to be able to see most of the movement, but I think, you know, it's a start towards something. And, oops. Just adjust that one a tiny bit. And this one somewhere around something like that, maybe. So far, so good. And this one I can just kind of pop over here. Right in the corner, or maybe kind of right around here, I think is good. That way you can see the small one in the back and it's not too close to here, and it doesn't look like it's, you know, too kind of manipulated, artificial. Hopefully. Oops. Nice. Try and get that root going that way. Running a little low on soil. I used up a lot doing those larger Norway maples that I collected, kind of. Almost Yamadori style. They were just growing in a pot for a few years with no root training or anything. So now I can just do kind of the final kind of manipulation of the trees. giving them their final position. I think the roots have been worked in decently enough. I don't need to do any chopsticking. That'll just kind of disturb things too much, I think. I'll just push this soil down and in, kind of with my fingers. Sorry for the loud noise, just chucking everything everywhere. These trees, I think, are planted way too low, but I'm not gonna bother raising them up at all. I'll just let them grow, and then maybe I can remove some soil later to expose the base of the trunk and the roots a little bit more. For now, I'm gonna call this done, I think. Right in time for the end of the day. Just about sunset now. Yeah, they all seem like they're in there pretty sturdy. Keep watering them in. I'm just kind of pressing the soil down once the video's over, but I'll probably place a few little stones in there. I didn't leave a lot of roots for these things to kind of get settled and, you know, stabilize themselves in there. So this is the back, or it's supposed to be, but I don't know, I kind of like the look of that actually as the front. It looks nice. You know, the perspective of the smaller one in the front doesn't really work there, but oh well. It's just a little training forest. Maybe you can't really see them all at the same time, but leaves something to mystery. Anyways, that was kind of fun putting that forest together. I hope it survives and does well in the future. Yeah, I haven't put together too many little forests. I think I said that earlier. So that was a pretty cool experience. I'm gonna try and do a few more of these. Maybe I'll just use these, you know, bonsai training pots as little forest containers. I don't really use these for too many of my bonsai yet because, you know, I'm just training them all, so I want deep pots, develop roots first, but tiny little forests like this, it's kind of the perfect size. Anyways, that's enough for today. Gonna head back inside where it's warm. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers.